channel. Come on. Hello to the channel. Welcome.
McBride was buzzing to do the intro.
I'm doing the intro. The intro is.
McBride was buzzing to do the intro. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We have just watched Celtic batter Ross County, 4-2, and you know, we've been waiting for the first game of the season for so long. We were waiting for the team sheet for so long. We were talking on the Celtics Are Here channel as well as your own YouTube channel, mine, everywhere else in between, Twitter and Discords, Play Sharper Predictions, everything. And the first kind of curveball that came our way, and there's been a few curveballs today, by the way. If you didn't watch the game, you know, there's a few things that definitely unfolded throughout the match, but no Hatate at the beginning, and it was a gung-ho approach, wasn't it, McBride, from Brendan and Celtic?
That was definitely a curveball, isn't it? It was in Starfelt, no Starfelt, big asphalt, but a good win.
It was very good. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to set all this up so that me and McBride, you're going a wee bit too far. But in trying to set all this up, the only thing I didn't factor in was being able to see the live chat. So I can see the live chat popping off. Fist bumps, tees all. It's up there and down there. Right. But I maybe need to move one of the screens.
This way.
No.
Hope you're not calling me at a wheel.
No, you're good, buddy. You're good. But it was a really good game. We did concede 2 goals. No Starfelt in the prediction in the starting lineup as well. On the flagship podcast on Celtics Are Here, I said I thought we were probably going to go with the back four that started the Athletic Bilbao game, which it was. So Noroche was brilliant today, wasn't he?
I thought he was really good. I thought he was quite comfortable on the ball, and obviously Rodgers has confirmed he's probably going, you know. So that was one of those. So thank you for your service, and you know, the other way. So I think that's a done deal now. But I thought we played well. I honestly think that we've conceded 2 goals, but the first one's a looping header through around the back post. Oh, somebody scored. We're on live. And, you know, the last one's a Starfelt OG.
Yeah. So,
that's not the way you go out, but there's a lot of changes, a lot of rotations. But we played well. I thought we were good. I mean, what do you think? We started slow, so...
Yeah, the first 5-10, Ross County really went after us. Big Yandanda was tidy in little spells in the first half and the second half. And I didn't realise, I tipped him on the channel before for budget builder videos and cap 240s and stuff like that. Because he's got good Sorare scores. But somebody was saying to me he's got good academy pedigree or something like that. You definitely seen that in little spells. And all their stuff that happened in that opening, let's say 5 minutes, really resulted from they got one corner, they loaded the box up, and then we tried to counter-attack twice, and it didn't really happen, and they just left 3 guys in the box. Yeah. So they had a little period of 3 minutes where every time they got the ball, something dangerous was on. But I don't think that was necessarily like Celtic playing bad. It's just more that Ross County had the opportunity to take some yards on the pitch, and yeah, definitely put us under some tests early on. And you know, me and you were watching it in here, obviously, and the main thing I was kind of going through with the game was like, I just want to see these guys
in the studio.
We managed to get, and it's the first time.
Man.
It's the first time I've managed to get it sorted properly, but I managed to get Sorare data like on the telly properly, so we've got the live scores happening at the same time as the game. It was brilliant, good crack. But would you cry it? I think as soon as we kind of got...
My gran says that, would you cry it?
It's definitely an old Scottish person thing, isn't it?
Would you cry it?
I can't, it's just one of those things that's just pure ingrained in me.
Starfield is shite.
But yeah.
I'm not supposed to swear, we're in life.
That's alright, mate. We'll be fine on this channel for a wee bit of swearing. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of bull emojis coming in here, and I think Turnbull, like me and you were talking, you just picked up a rare Turnbull not that long ago, and in the chat when you dropped it in there, I was like, oh, I'm going to regret not having a Turnbull now. I can just feel it, and man, he really turned up today, didn't he?
I thought it was good. Honestly, I thought it was really good. It's a different system for Ange as well, you know, like positives today. Furuhashi, huge. We'll talk about Sorare here. Obviously, getting involved in the play. Turnbull on pens. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry, I had the scores there. Boom.
Yeah, we're live here.
Had the scores there.
Yeah, we're singing karaoke and right, Furuhashi. I mean, honestly, people look at that like 90 score and they'll say, well, goal and assist, but 1988, that's really good.
Huge.
Dyson actually was. I thought that's not a bad AA, to be fair, performance-wise. Abada, I thought he was really good, but you think he's injured? No.
Nah, like you said, like you made a good call.
A knock.
Yeah, you made a good call at the time. It was like an impact thing. It was maybe just a bit of a bruise or a bit of a bang or something like that.
Obviously, he's running through and he's like, I'm trying to go to the toilet, and Quinny's here. Oh, I've been injured. Oh, I can't move. Matt O'Reilly. Honestly, is this a Matt O'Reilly pump show?
By the way, O'Reilly today was sensational. He never got the Man of the Match award from the sponsor, and then even Chris Sutton disagreed with the Man of the Match. And I was thinking, me and you were probably both thinking that he's probably going to pick O'Reilly, but he went with Kyogo, and Kyogo was very good, 1988, like you say. But for me, O'Reilly was the class act of the day.
Well, I thought he started slow, and obviously when you seen the penalty on Turnbull as well, you know, but he was taking most of the set plays and corners as well. Obviously for Sorare, that's really important. Calmac, I mean, really 62, obviously with having the goals conceded and stuff as well. That was pretty good. I mean, we've dominated the game, but with the first 15 minutes, we didn't really dominate the game, so a lot of the points came from tackles won and that type of stuff. It was a bit of a different system, so, and you'll know this when you look into systems, right? So it wasn't kind of playing out for the back through McGregor. Everyone was kind of changing about and stuff. Then Turnbull,
went for it.
Affected my mic here.
Now, this felt like Celtic like going gung ho. You know, I didn't watch the Yokohama game, but the Yokohama game was the game that Celtic last started in pre-season, or the first one, where it was McGregor, Turnbull, and O'Reilly. And I remember thinking at the time that was much more of a, like, if you watch, like, you know, like we do obviously, like Champions League and kind of a lot of different football, there's like a formation out there where it's like a 4-1-4-1, and it's generally quite attacking. And we've seen Bayern Munich play it, and like in front of Kimmich, they'll have like Sané centre mid and Gnabry and Coman and like Muller, you know, and it's just like everybody else is an attacker basically.
Like Muller, Rice.
Yeah. So I got that kind of sentiment off the team when I seen it play Yokohama, and as soon as I seen Rio wasn't in the team and it was Turnbull, I thought that this must be, especially with Ralston starting over Iwata, they're giving us the genuine width in the team, and then it felt like the rest of the players were just allowed to go and like do their thing in the final third, and like we were very dangerous. 4-2, I don't think really gives us a fair reflection on the dominance. We could have easily had 5 or 6 today.
I think so. I mean, honestly, if you look at 4-2 there, if you were generating on Football Manager or whatever, you would think, how have we conceded 2? I mean, it's a big looping goal and then a goal at the end, and there'll be a narrative of like Joe Hart's a a guy that can keep a clean sheet. But I mean, I was impressed with Naroki. I thought he was quite good in the ball as well. I can see why Starfelt's maybe not been favoured there. What do you think?
Yeah. Narochi looked so good. Like the shout I was giving in here every time he was touching the ball was left foot, right foot. Everything he done, left foot, right foot. And it didn't matter what he was
comfy.
What he was taking with and what he was given with, but everything was on both sides, and he was. And you know, I think maybe like the first one or two passes in the game, or the first kind of couple of sequences, he wasn't up to much. But as the game went on, he started spraying balls 20 yards. He started moving balls 15 yards, and then we even seen like. I mentioned, I think it might have been on the Celtic here channel, or it might have even just been in, I can't remember where, but if you look at Narochi's stats, and particularly like when it comes to Sorare, the main game that we've got available for him is the Leicester matches, where he got 2 assists, and if you look at the highlights for that, the attacking play he started in this game, that's basically, you know, what he's all about. You know, he's taking those yards that we've used to see Van Dijk do, Ayer do, and you know, maybe one or two others over the last few years. It's definitely not what Vickers does. Vickers doesn't want to take those yards.
He sits back.
Yeah.
I noticed that as well, because he was giving him the ball and then he was pushing forward. It was kind of actually similar under Ange, where Starfelt was going quite high up, but he looked good in the ball. And as you say, he took the ball on his left and he would pass the ball out. And I think like actually in these games it'll not make a huge difference, but in the Champions League, that'll be, you know, when you're press resistant.
Yeah.
This is easy for me to say after 5 cans. If you're press resistant,
the press resistance.
If you're resistant to Guinness, but he did. He looked good, didn't he? I thought he was good, and obviously he came off right, but he's not played much pre-season, you know. So yeah. I mean, obviously overall, I think I'm looking at the screen now. See if you plugged in a clean sheet there.
Yeah. That
would be on. People would be actually on complaining about how good Celtic were. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
So you've got Furuhashi, who is a guy who, he's not an AA guy, but 19 AA, that's really good.
Last season, a goal and assist would have been a flat 70.
Honestly. I've got his unique, by the way, if anyone wants to buy it for $100 million. If you're a flow state here, if you're watching the channel, if you want $100 million for Furuhashi. Right. So anyway, back to the chat. But I mean, honestly, I know we conceded 2, but I was really pleased with it. I mean, we're 3-0 up at half time and we were buzzing.
Big time.
Anyway, we're so buzzing that Quinny's away, he's walking away from me.
Just gotta get my cat.
It's when you're in the nightclub and you...
Just realise I left my
when you're in the nightclub and you say, you want to winch my pals? Fucking...
Don't know what Bride's on about. You've lost me, man. You've totally lost me.
What?
But, no, it was I thought Narochi was brilliant, and Starfelt, it felt like after we hear the manager's comments at the end, right? Aye. Brendan said at the end of the game, if you didn't listen to the manager at the end of the match, or you weren't watching it, Brendan came out and said Starfelt will be gone in the next week or so. There's offers in, it's a matter of time. Great servant to the club, basically kicked him out. And he came on, and it must have been for his last hurrah, and he'll be mad gutted with that last, basically, action he's made.
Obviously.
Deflected the goal for the second. You know.
But I mean, where's Jacinta now?
Where is Jacinta? Porto. Sporting. Portugal. Portugal.
So, rumour, Starfelt to Benfica.
Oh, by the way, imagine.
I know.
Imagine Starfelt went to Portugal for Sorare. That would be incredible. He'd be young Otamendi. I mean,
he have a good holiday. Jacinta is good at football, obviously.
Right.
I mean, obviously, Starfelt, I think...
Big rumours are Moscow, by the way, for anyone listening. Rumours are Moscow. Spartak.
Well, but I think that rumour comes from the fact that he came from Rubin Kazan.
Yeah.
So, if you look at where we've signed from, has anyone actually seen the Naroki rumour? Or Naroski? We didn't see that, so let's see where he goes. But,
true.
I mean, honestly, people obviously decry him from last year, but I thought last year that he was good. And Starfelt and Vickers and Joe Hart over the last 2 years have not lost a domestic game. So
true.
You can talk about how he's not comfortable on the ball and all that sort of stuff, but they've been fucking fucking successful for Celtic as well.
But you seen the difference back in Norwich today, eh? Just being able to take it.
Honestly,
slicking so much
I
up.
thought he was excellent.
Yep.
I mean, we were talking, me, you, Sean, and Mark Patrick Rare, we were talking about the stats and how he sort of, the stats in Poland, but when he came in today and he was on the front foot, I thought he looked really good. And he was kind of doing that Starfelt thing from last season. You remember under Ange where Starfelt was passing the ball to the guy and you were thinking, that's the 18-yard box, like.
Yeah.
But he was really far forward, but I thought he looked good and he was kind of ball playing defender, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe I said he was a bad sign, right? I'm going to own it. But I thought he looked good. What do you think?
I think he's mightily impressed. Now there is the wee dose of reality I always need to give myself, because I'm a very optimistic person, is take a step back and think about it again. And it is Ross County, who just about scaved off relegation last year. Did look hot in a few spells, but it's not.
They're shite.
It's not.
Oh, I've said that live.
Yeah. Well, they're going to, you know.
That's been taken down from YouTube now.
I don't think anyone's going to suggest that Ross County are definitively top 6 and not bottom 6 at this point. Still, you know, it's a long season to go, and from what they did last year.
Yeah, that's true.
And whatever, right? So we know Ross County are bottom 6 in terms of stature and whatever. So great first impressions in that sense, and you know, hopefully it's a good confidence builder for Norwich. We've seen Hyung Jun come in the second half as well. I'm just trying to think if there's any other kind of like impressions that were made in this game.
Yeah.
But also I'm now kind of thinking, like, obviously Starfelt's on the way out. Do we maybe read something into that with Hatate also not starting?
Yeah, I mean, I've just traded in a super rare, so Hatate is the best buy on Sorare. No, I'm kidding. Don't clip that. I don't know. I mean, do you not think, like, obviously it's a home game and they want to go more attacking, but Hatai was pretty rotten against Bilbao. I mean, the first half was giving the ball away, and I love Hatai, right? But sometimes I think he's switched on or he's switched off. So you see games where he's brilliant and he does those high scores, but then in other games he's like, you know, I'm looking at you and I'm going, hey, you've got a pink jersey on, how can I not pass to you? And he'll go, I'm going to pass to him over there. You're like, what the fuck? Like, he does that stuff. So it's like, I love him. I think he's a raw talent as well. I think actually if he goes to one of these bigger leagues, right, I think people will just go, I was saying that Hatai from Scotland, you know, they'll turn up and they'll go, this guy's a Matoma, you know,
top level.
He's good. I think he's really good. In terms of reading it in today, I mean, I had him in the starting lineup. You had him in the starting lineup as well.
Yeah, everyone did, man.
Aye.
And it kind of throws the question then for next week, like it's Pittodrie, Aberdeen away. Like, you can't drop Turnbull after the day. I don't think you can drop O'Reilly either, and McGregor's McGregor. So, like, you know,
yeah.
I imagine it's going to be a horses for courses kind of situation, particularly Matt O'Reilly at the end of the game said we're on for a 60-70 game season.
Aye.
There's no chance in a month for Sundays anyone's playing all those games. It's a real squad effort. That makes me think Tate could come in, should come in, does come in.
Yeah.
For Pittodrie, but
I think so. I mean, obviously I tipped Iwata to start right back.
Yep.
But obviously if AJ's not back, then you're thinking that Ralston's going to start. Taylor, well, I mean, he was good today. Bernie, that was a bit confusing, not in the squad, but maybe he's injured. And then it's hard to see how you're going to make any changes to that. Like, so obviously on Play Sharper, my prediction is what's on the screen just now, 100%. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, maybe tumble wise, maybe you make a wee change there. I don't know. Atai wasn't really that good when he came on either, like 21.5, so obviously negative AA. I think part of that's probably conceding a goal at the end, right? So you get -2 for conceding as a midfielder. So, alright, I mean, but he looked a bit grumpy midweek as well, you know, what's that all about? Like, is that like, you know, I don't like James Forrest, or, you know, I want to move to Saudi Arabia and then get loaned back to somebody.
Right.
What do you think, Jota wise? Why don't we just get Jota back? That's what we do. Just go and offer a loan move.
That'd be so funny, wouldn't it? They just gave his money and then give his job back.
What would be really good is if he went to Benfica, because Benfica are a prominent SO5 stack, and
Cards are cards.
and his cards would go absolutely bonkers. But excuse me, Quinny, I need to go for a pee. Is that all right?
That's all right, mate.
We're in toilet. Excuse me, miss. Can I go for a service?
That's all right.
Right, so you're going to listen to Quinny here for the next 2 minutes. You're going to hear in the background go, right.
I can probably catch up with some live chat, get some fist bumps, and then we can make sure we keep this stream on the straight and narrow for the most part. So thanks to everyone that is joining us. Always having a good time and a good giggle. Let me see who we've got. We've got a bunch of chat here. Thanks very much to everyone that's joined us, by the way. Fist bumps to everyone. Sam Oglesby, Ian Sorare, Callum Goodwin, Sean Connolly, Jerm. I see all you guys. Moldy, Brian Churcher, numero 10. Lots of you guys here. Didn't realise it was a drunk pod. Well, we've had a few cans. McBride's probably a wee bit further ahead of me than me. Joe Hart, I don't think we've spoken about that Coltrane yet, so we'll definitely bring that up when McBride comes back. Why is Kyogo on the back post? He is tiny. Well, I did say that Moldy to McBride that, you know, I'd rather he was on the back post than marking somebody if you're going to have him back defending for numbers. I think it was in a Prem Academy. Oh yeah, I think we're talking about Danda or something. Bull. Celtic shot accuracy of 66% higher than anything last season. Nice. I really liked Yang. Yeah, big impressed by Yang also. $1 million and more Guinness. McBride's mad for this nitro. How many cans has McBride had? I don't know. I think this is maybe 4 or 5. I'm not too sure.
I've got a few left.
He's burling. Any idea like Larson? I think Larson hasn't started today. Callum Goodwin's probably Champions League. They just want to keep themselves fresh. They've got the second leg of a qualifier to go in a big win game. I said to McBride also, like, wouldn't be surprised if Larson come on even at half time. I would expect him to get significant enough minutes from the bench, because you do want your players in form and fettle, you know, before the big match. But yeah, I think kind of Joe Hart, we spoke about Starfelt on his way out, confirmed. So that'll be the Celtic defence. It looks like it'll be Carter Vickers and the Roche, the way things are sitting at the moment.
Right, so
let me
is this live?
It is.
Aye. Alright, sorry. Wait now, just pouring my pint here.
Sorry, man.
Fucking hell,
I'm sure McBride was dancing behind the corner taker earlier. There was maybe a McBride doppelganger in the stadium, perhaps. Joe Hart today, man. Kevin Hurd, you can say that again. So Joe Hart finished today with 37 points, also no clean sheet. And I can just make my camera a wee bit smaller for a second to put it to the side. So what did we have for goalkeeping statistics? 2 goals conceded, -6. A good high claim, 1 punch, and 1 sweeper keeper action. Wasn't enough. Alongside 33 passes, 6 accurate passes, 4 missed passes, 5 possession lost in total. I'm not too sure. The kind of calamity thing that happened with Joe Hart in the first half, was it? Like, I thought that was more on Ralston. I thought that was a total hospital ball, and I think McGregor gave him a bit of a shocker in the second half as well, in terms of like a back pass situation. So I don't blame Hart for any of that kind of stuff, particularly. The first goal, he's been a bit MIA, isn't he? Missing in action.
Well, obviously, first half one. Why did he get his chest?
It's a pass back.
Pass back. Yeah, right.
You can't catch it, you know. So what else is he meant to do with it?
That's true, aye. But I mean, he was lucky, you know. He conceded a pen as well.
Yeah.
I mean, people will jump in this and will say Joe Hart is shite. Excuse my French. But I mean, honestly, it's still early in the season. The Rockies come off for Starfelt to concede late with his big leg out. I mean, obviously, I think we'll settle down. I think what you really want for a back four and a goalkeeper is actually to have a consistent selection. So if you have Joe Hart, you have Vickers, you have Norocki, and you say, right, that's us, we'll have Calmac there. That's what you want. You want consistency. You don't want, this guy's coming in, Taylor's playing, Bernabei's playing, Bernabei's fucking caught way over there, Bernabei's way up there, he's got 10 cans, and like you don't you don't want that, but do you? I mean, honestly, like you want consistent back four. I think actually that will come. The weird thing is from. Oh, hello. Sorry, just making sure I'm on the.
No, good.
We're going to do
I'm keeping an eye on the chat as well.
So I thought we were going to sing a song here. But actually, you probably want a bit of consistency there. And even like last season, the Aberdeen game, right? So I wasn't covered for SO5, which was a big bugbear of mine.
Yeah.
For the World Cup. But Celtic were really solid. Calmac done 100.
Yep.
100.
I never got it.
So, you know, fair play to Barry Robson, by the way, because I think Aberdeen have been much improved. But I think next weekend we can go there thinking, right, we've got a few games under our belt here with no qualifiers to play. No qualifiers, we're in the hat.
Yep.
We are thinking, who are we playing in the group stages? And we go for there.
Yeah, big time. And it feels, and again, a very interesting thing to see as well was Maeda get 90 minutes and move into the centre forward position when Kyogo eventually did come off.
Yeah.
And that was a good kind of change of tempo as well. In the sense of like, you know, you're used to seeing all the front line get subbed off, and how amazing the scores were today. You know, we didn't see O'Reilly come off at 60. You know, that triple 60 sub is gone, which is a hallelujah for Sorare scores.
That's
and
true, yeah.
Big time hallelujah, you know, never mind the increase in AA. We've seen Maeda without a decisive finishing on 51-52, something like that.
Who's your big SO5 takeaway from this? Like, honestly, like, who do you think's a big kind of revelation from this?
Turnbull on pens.
Aye. That's a big shit, I know, it is. But do you think, actually, we Aberdeen, do you think we'll start the same? Or?
I think I could see, so Odenholm come on off the bench as well, and again, through pre-season, it depends how much you want to read into pre-season, given the fact that I'm pretty sure something resembling this team played like Yokohama, particularly the midfield and whatnot. So I don't know how much to read into it in that sense, but I would expect Hatate to come in to play Aberdeen away, because in this game, the whole strategy was miss out midfield. We were going back to front like that. You know, where there was no, you know, we were saying in the first 50, or I was saying in the first 50 minutes. Don't I put words in your mouth? Sorry. That, like, you know, where we're missing Hatate, there was nobody in the midfield that was going to take the ball and turn into a pocket and make something move. We were just going to try and hit the wing. We're going to try and hit the space dead quick and turn it round. And it felt like we're missing Hatate here, you know. But then the goals start coming in, and you're like, okay, well, this is the plan, of course. But Aberdeen away, you expect you're probably going to need to have an extra pass of the ball.
Yep. I think so. I mean, obviously, Aberdeen were good, right? I mean, that's quite a tough away game. Looking at the team, I mean, I think Turnbull would be one that actually you would maybe see drop out, but I mean, it's hard to, like, could you drop him after that performance? Like,
it'd be hard, wouldn't it?
It's difficult. I mean, Leo Bada as well was really good today as well, but obviously, if like he's not fit, then you might change the system. But I think the big thing today is, like, actually we've been basing all the SO5 scores, basing all the Celtic performances on Ange. Yeah. And actually, and that's why I love you, right? Because you get right into the tactics. It's about analysing what's changed. Yeah. You know, are we playing a bit different? We've got a 4-3-3 in screen, but actually it's not quite worked out like that. I mean, guys dropping deep. Yep. I mean, like, I'm a Furu fan. Like, Furu! But honestly, like, 90. I mean,
he was just dropping into pockets all day, wasn't he?
Like a 72. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, you called him Cezinha. I was like, he's not quite doing the set pieces and stuff, but that's really good. Even Dyson at the end, like, he was not so good for the first half and stuff like that in terms of actually getting SO5 scores, but then he's come on. But I think that really I'm going to have to speak to my wife and remortgage the house to buy Norocki. So what's going to happen is it's going to be Fantasy Taylor, it's going to be Flow State, you're going to bring all the big guns and they're all coming out, and that's just for the limited Norocki. I mean, 56, honestly, like, he was on like 60, 70 or whatever before we conceded, but I think he's going to be a card that I should just shut up about now.
Yeah, no,
What do you think?
Very, very impressive for sure. And you can see the passing stats on him today. Vickers didn't do much in terms of, like, sometimes under Starfelt and Vickers, you would see Vickers rack up a big pass count sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think all the pass counts are going to go through Navarroche, you know. And
that's interesting because I think we actually seen that with Starfelt as well, right? Because what happened last season, and maybe it will fall into a pattern, Vickers would give Starfelt the ball, and Starfelt would be actually passing the ball to guys on the 18-yard box. So maybe Navarroche is the ball-playing defender, the Durian Timber, the can you see the wood for the trees? I was going to say something funnier, but I forgot because I've had 5 Guinness. But I mean, it's like the big Polish lumberjack. That's not funny, is it?
No, it's alright. But
is this live?
It is live. It doesn't need to be funny either. You're fine, man. Hitati outkilled a lot of SO5 teams. Me and you are together with that, Ricardo. And we've got another comment here saying other teams will adapt to Kyogo dropping deep. I'm not so sure because I think I think the way the shape works is it's avoiding being marked, and I think so to stop that, you would just then need to man mark, and then if you're going to strictly man mark to the extent of the shape that's going on, you're not going to have any centre backs, and then it's just one passing you through with the keeper, so it just won't happen.
Much better. I mean, sorry to interrupt you.
No, on you go.
See when he's coming in, he's playing that role, right? The problem last season was that if he wasn't on the end of something, his SO5 scores were rotten, right? So he wasn't doing anything. He was just sitting on the couch in Quinny's studio doing EWA. Yep. But actually, what he was doing today was he was coming, he was linking the play, so he was flicking balls on, and actually he can do that. I wouldn't say actually he's better out left because I think that the amount of goals he scores, he's better through the middle. But see, doing that, I thought he was brilliant. Yeah. All right, it's Ross County, right? So, but that's the league we play in. We play Aberdeen next weekend. We play Kilmarnock away in the Cup. We play Johnson at home.
Yeah.
And then we play Sevco away from home. But honestly, I thought he played really well. And it was good to see that because,
it's a good confidence boosting performance,
I mean, honestly, people, the only downside for me personally is from the clean sheet.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, looking at SO5 and I'm thinking, right, me and the wife are retiring, we're going to Bahamas, we're one All-Star Unique. We're just, honestly, the YouTube channel will not relate to me being an absolute fanny. It'll just be, we've won the All-Star Unique, we'll just have content and then we've conceded. But honestly, there'll be better SO5 games, I think. And we've got a few games before we go into Europe, right? So
yeah,
I think we've got a good few games. The only frustration is we've got 1 game, 2 games, then we get the Cup. But I think we're obviously taking it away from Celtic, right? Apologise for doing that.
That's all right.
But I think SO5 wise, we're buzzing on Sorare. We've got the cash wallet. We've got Europe coming back. We've got EPL. We've got Saudi absolutely destroying all the cards. We've got the Saudi card burner. And honestly, if you've got somebody like a Dusan Tadic, you've got somebody who's really scoring well. They're becoming more scarce. And we've got thresholds. And you were saying earlier, right? I'm going to collect some thresholds and go for 240. I'm going to go for but I mean, I'm buzzing. I'm really looking forward to SO5 coming back in it. Sorare.
Yeah, aye. This has been a good kind of appetizer of a weekend. I only had 1 5-man team out, and Tati been on the bench, just absolutely done that. 1 5-man team. I've got 3 4-man teams. Right. One of the 4-man teams is looking hot for threshold and 240 rare. So I'll get 50 quid if Acevedo can do a 40, which is brilliant. Just basically needs to start. And then I've got Kickoff Unique. I'm top there now with a 4-man team, but with no goal or decisive action at all for Rio or for Dyson. I'm worried that that's not going to last for too much longer. But
I'm not disappointed. I'm not. like, honestly,
you've got some teams that are cooking.
The first thing I'm feeling is, like, honestly, guys, Quinny Studio, what a place! Honestly, it's like the hallowed turf. It's like it's like the paradise. We're going to be doing like it's like Sorare sevens, but we'll not be playing football because it's too small. But it's great to be here, honestly. Yeah. Brilliant, honestly. I don't know why I've not actually been in here before. There's loads of screens. It's like you wake up on a Saturday morning, you're thinking, I'm hungover to fuck here. I'm just fucking, you get a rolling sausage and a few pints. And there's so many screens of football on. You're like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and lay back and just think, oh, fucking hell, this is magic. Honestly, what a place. Honestly. And you've still got that pink thing on it. I don't know why you're wearing it, honestly. It's offending my eyes.
It's from Barca. I seen PK wearing it.
Aye, fucking PK, aye.
I seen PK wearing it. I was like, that'll do me. I'll buy that.
He's a Spanish guy that's fragging Shakira. So, I mean...
Aye, I think I'll pull it off. I don't know too bad way, I don't think. But yeah.
I do apologise. I'm slagging you there, Quinny, in your own studio. I do apologise. Anyway, back to SO5 in Sorare. So
what teams you got cooking? That's where we were at. Teams.
Teams?
Yeah, what teams you got cooking?
Right, so under 23 Rare Pro.
Oh, yes.
Matt O'Reilly, captain.
Both.
Leo Labada, Super Rare. And I've got Kim Jong-il, who's probably going to war somewhere. No, it's the John Book goalkeeper. Satao. I think he'll play actually, because I know rumours of Ajax and stuff, but he took off midweek, and the last one is I can't remember.
Madsen.
Good memory. Actually, it's Bruges, but I felt as if I was FOMOing him, right? But see, as a defensive mid playing for Westerlo and Pens and stuff like that, I thought he was going to do the Kuiper thing. So that's a nice team. All-star unique. I mean, obviously, Jordan Larsson's in Pens. No, he's not in Pens. Jordan Larsson is on the bench, and they're winning 3-0.
3-0 already? First half in? We'll be able to watch the second half, I'm sure. But yeah, Mikey Basson would probably comment of the stream. First roller coaster of the season, and it definitely was that. The goals were raining in, and obviously when the clean sheet get bust.
Hello, Mike. How you doing, pal? Good guy.
Mike's a legend.
Aye, big Mike Basson.
And Gaza's here, by the way. He's been calling Joe Hart Butterfingers.
Aye, big Butterfingers. Hang on a minute. You know, it's Joe Hart. He's going to save.
Well, that didn't really happen today. See,
did. Aye.
Gaza, for anyone that doesn't know, Gaza's a Seagrist believer.
Who's him?
He's a believer.
He's away to like Kos or whatever on holiday. He's not even on the bench. Right, so what's happening with Copenhagen? He's still on the bench. Larson 3-0. What about Diogo Goncalves? By the way, that guy's been unbelievable.
Is he back there?
What?
Is he back there?
No, Larson's still on the bench, but look at this, like, Goncalves, he's just like banging like big scores. Obviously it's qualifiers and stuff just now, so you need to be careful, because I've seen this before. Remember, this is a true story, right? We Malacia, right, the guy who was at Man United, so remember it was a tier 3, which were the old tier 5s, and then he got in the team, and it was oh, you know,
you just stay where you are.
You fix the mic here, because you know, and then there was the qualifiers, and he was a star rare, and he was a huge price. It was him, Bijlow, who else at Feyenoord at that point? Kokchu.
Szymanski.
And he was a huge price. So what you've got to watch just now is a lot of demand for these guys, a lot of kind of early demand, like people are going bonkers for rares and whatever, or David Turnbull and his price going, you know, but next weekend, obviously he could play against Aberdeen, and, you know, the Aberdeen, the sheep, you know, they could come out, they could be strong, and David Turnbull's doing a 32, and then people are going, ooh, you know, but that's the beauty of Sorare, right? Like, honestly, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling quite positive about the upcoming season. I think, like, with the cash wallet, with the European season, with all the notifications in my pocket coming off here, who scored? Right now, is it Larson on? Is he the top shower? Oh, it's Theo Burgunder.
Oofed.
What a tip, honestly. He scored three games in a row, honestly. 3 games in a row. But it's like, honestly, these guys move, right? And he was crap at Cadiz, right? But if you look at his scores in Belgium, in Bayern, in München, in Germany, he was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why we love Sorare.
Big time. And Diego Goncalves is there on a permanent now. Last season he was on loan, so that's good to hear if you've been holding him.
He's been outrageous, that guy.
He's
honestly.
paid off. Yeah, big time.
He's been brilliant.
Jeremy's saying ban Watford stacks. I can't wait to find out what that's all about.
Watford playing QPR.
Oh, really?
They are horrendous. Horrendous.
Definitely, for sure.
Wait now. Wrexham. Oh, they're getting beat by MK though. I like Wrexham, by the way. I know it's the whole social media thing, but honestly, I hope they win League 2.
They just signed James McLean.
Aye.
Today, I think. So they're definitely going for it with Ben Foster and goals. But yeah, anyway, that's by the by. Buzzing. Great game to get us underway for the season. I think main thing is Starfell out, Turnbull in, Navroche to the moon, and Kyogo's the new Cecina.
Going to say Navroche to the moon because I need to buy a super rare, a unique, 5 limited and 2 rares, and shut up.
O'Reilly, the Danish De Bruyne is back, it feels like, yeah.
Excellent.
Anyone who joined us live, fist bumps to you. Well done for getting through this with us.
What's that us done?
If you've watched this after we've been live, then fist bump to you, and well done for watching this as well. I hope you had a great weekend.